Greetings and welcome to another Pokemon 2019 or Pokemon Journeys anime episode review. This time I'm talking about episode 42, so let's get to it. Episode 42 begins with Rose and Oleana. They visit the energy plant that is located below Hammerlock Stadium. Here they witness that the reactor is overflowing with Dynamax energy, to the point that the energy bursts through the ceiling and it rains over Galar. Rose smiles, saying that it is truly unlimited energy. Meanwhile, in Ceres Institute, Ash and Goh are about to go to sleep when Ash's Dynamax band lights up. It must be reacting to the release of Dynamax energy in the Galar region. The next day, Ash talks to Professor Cerise about his Dynamax band and Dynamax in general. Goh says that he does not understand why Dynamax can only happen within stadiums and the wild area. Krisa and Ren then mention that as of late, Dynamax has been happening outside of stadiums and the wild area. Ash wonders if this is the reason why his Dynamax band was shining. Ash and Goh decide to head to the Galar region so that they can find out what's going on. Ash and Goh arrive at the Galar region and they head to Wedgehurst via train. On the way to Wedgehurst, Ash decides to eat scones without a care in the world, and Goh reminds him that they are going to Wedgehurst so that they can see a friend of Professor Cerise. And he shows a picture of Professor Cerise with Professor Magnolia. A nice detail. However, before they get to Wedgehurst, the train stops due to heavy fog in the area. Ash and Goh worry about the situation until a Bunnelby shows up due to the scones. The Bunnelby takes a scone and it runs off. Goh decides to catch it, so he chases after it alongside Ash. The Bunnelby enters the Slumbering Weald, so Ash and Goh do as well. They search around for the Bunnelby and they end up separating when Goh finds and chases after the Bunnelby. Goh ends up catching the Bunnelby without any issues as expected. Scones always lead to a capture in the Galar region for Goh, because the Squovet he caught in episode 13 was also lured by scones, and Scorbunny stole Ash's bag in episode 4 because it had scones. Goh turns to Ash after catching the Bunnelby only to realize that Ash is not there. Meanwhile, Ash is searching for Goh. As he searches, Pikachu feels that something is near. A howl is then heard in the distance. Ash and Pikachu look around trying to find whatever is out there, and then Zacian appears before them. I really like the music that started playing while Zacian approached Ash and Pikachu. It's not the same soundtrack that plays in Sword and Shield when you first encounter Zacian or Zamazenta, but it does have the same vibe. It's just as epic and ominous as the soundtrack that plays in the games. Ash's first reaction is to use his Pokédex since he has never seen Zacian before, but the Pokédex says that there is no data on this Pokemon, which reminded me of when Gary tried to use his Pokédex on Mewtwo back in the original series. His Pokédex also said no data. Ash exclaims that it must be a new species of Pokemon and Zacian goes in for the attack. Meanwhile, Goh also hears a howl and he soon finds himself face to face with Zamazenta. Like Ash, Goh tries to use his Pokédex, which displays no data, and he then exclaims it must be a new species of Pokemon. Zamazenta goes in for the attack right there. I guess that saying it must be a new species of Pokemon triggers Zacian and Zamazenta because they both attack when Ash and Goh say this line. Ash decides to battle Zacian and he tells Pikachu to use Iron Tail, however Pikachu is unable to hit Zacian as he goes right through it. Likewise, Goh tries to catch Zamazenta but the Pokeball goes through it. Rabu then uses Ember which also goes through Zamazenta. As Ash and Goh wonder what's going on, Zacian and Zamazenta release fog and they vanish, leaving both Ash and Goh unconscious. I love how they adapted the encounter with Zacian and Zamazenta in the anime because it's so faithful to the games. In both the games and the anime, the characters wander into the Slumbering Weald as they chase after a Pokemon. They are surrounded by fog and they hear a howl. The legendary Pokemon then appears before them while epic, ominous music plays. Zacian and Zamazenta are impervious to anything the characters do, and in the end, Zacian and Zamazenta cover the area in fog, which allows them to disappear, and the characters end up unconscious as a result. The only difference is that Ash and Goh encounter a legendary each, while in the games, you only encounter the legendary for the version you are playing. So Goh wakes up and he wants to find Ash, but he can't. He even tries calling Ash on his Rotom phone, but Ash won't answer. Goh, of course, does not know that Ash is unconscious. Goh then hears that the train is leaving, so he runs towards it, but the train leaves before he can get back inside. Goh then sees Dynamax energy as it falls from the sky. A car drives up to Goh and Sonia pops out of the window with binoculars. She is clearly interested in the falling Dynamax energy. Sonia and Goh then stare at each other like, oh, I know you. The episode cuts to Ash, who also wakes up. He wanders around looking for Goh until he sees the falling Dynamax energy. The episode then cuts to a nearby town where a girl is feeding a Centiskorch. Dynamax energy falls on the Centiskorch, which causes it to Gigantamax, and it also makes it rampage. The episode then cuts to Rose and Oleana. Oleana informs Rose of the situation with the Dynamax Pokemon, but he says that sacrifices are necessary for the future of the Galar region. The episode cuts yet again to the town where Centiskorch continues his rampage. Ash gets to the town and he wonders why did Centiskorch Gigantamax if they are not in a stadium or in the wild area. Centiskorch's trainer explains the situation and Ash decides to stop Centiskorch himself. Ash approaches the Centiskorch and he tries to calm it down by talking to it first, but it does not work. So Ash decides to battle Centiskorch using Pikachu and Riolu. Pikachu uses Electro Web while Riolu uses Vacuum Wave, but neither attack works. Ash sends out Dragonite as well while Centiskorch prepares a Max Flutterby. Centiskorch then uses the Max Flutterby and Ash's Pokemon all attack together to counter it. The clash of attacks causes a massive explosion, however Centiskorch is unaffected and it uses G-Max Centinferno. Ash, Pikachu, and Riolu try to run away from the attack. Dragonite swoops in and then manages to get everyone out of the way. However, Leon shows up right then, flying on his Charizard, and he has Charizard use Rock Tomb, which stops Centiskorch's attack. Leon and Charizard then finish off Centiskorch with Air Slash. It's funny how Ash tried to beat Centiskorch with 3 Pokemon and he couldn't, while Leon sweeps in with 1 Pokemon and he defeats Centiskorch in 2 attacks. Though to be fair, Charizard did hit Centiskorch with its greatest weakness, a Rock-type move. Centiskorch returns to normal and everyone in town shows their gratitude to Ash and Leon. Leon explains the situation and he tells everyone to prioritize their own safety. He then prepares to leave, but Ash stops him by asking where he's going. Leon says that he wants to stop the other rampaging Pokemon, and Ash says that he wants to help. Leon is hesitant to accept Ash's help at first because it will be dangerous, but he accepts after he sees Ash's determination, and so they fly off together. The episode then cuts to Goh, who is in Sonia's car. Sonia's driving is rough, to say the least, which Goh comments on, and she exclaims that it's the car's fault and not hers. Goh calls Ash once again, and when Ash finally answers, Goh screams at him for not picking up before. They appraise each other of their current situation, and Goh reveals that he is going to Turrfield with Sonia so that they can investigate the legends of the Galar region. Ash and Leon find a Dynamax Pangoro, so Ash is forced to end his call with Goh. Sonia and Goh keep heading towards Turrfield, and it turns out that someone is following them. Now, it's not revealed who is following them, but I think it's safe to assume that it's someone that works for Rose. As for why this person is following Sonia and Goh, it's probably so that he can keep an eye on them so that he can make sure that they don't find anything that can stop Rose's plan. Ash and Leon approach the Dynamax Pangoro while Sonia and Goh continue on their way, and that's the episode. Overall, this was a great episode. It did a good job of setting the stage for the Darkest Day, and I am a huge fan of how they handled the encounter with Zacian and Zamazenta. I also really like that they had Ash and Goh split up, and each of them ended up with an important character from Sword and Shield. This allows us to see both sides of the conflict. On one side, you have the battle against the Dynamax Pokemon, and on the other hand, you have finding out more about the Darkest Day and the legends of the Galar region. Two sides to the conflict, and both sides can be explored with the main character most suited to it alongside the game character most suited to it. I definitely can't wait to see how this arc unfolds in the anime. But that's the video. As always, leave your own thoughts down in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did and would like to see more like it, then please consider subscribing to my channel. I love Pokemon and I love making videos on both the anime and the games. Also, please consider clicking the links on screen so that you can check out more videos like this right away. Thank you very much for watching, and let's meet again in the next video.